harsh cold that is hovering over much of the nation could hurt your garden. Here with some tips on how to protect your landscape is our brand new early show contributor, gardening guru, Ahmed Hassan. Good morning. Good morning. And certainly in some parts of the country, look at, he's got his hand warmers.
Self-protected.
In some parts of the country, it's too late. I checked the weather yesterday in Chicago. It was 0. There's not too much you can do to be protecting your plants, but there's some places like
we pray.
Well, in Miami or even Dallas, it's down in the 20s. What can folks still do if they're concerned about some of their plantings?
You know what? You're right. We are late in a whole lot of instances. So let's start with, if you had known, what you would have done was you would try and cover up your plants. Now you can use burlap material. In the wintertime, the home improvement stores love it because they're selling all sorts of just fabric that people have taken outside. They're draping it over their plant. They're trying to just hold any amount of warmth inside that plant. Now if you're going to use plastic, of course, you want to put plastic on in the afternoon because you can get some of that daytime heat. You know, don't you feel all this heat we're getting in the daytime? And then you can wrap it in plastic. And then, but you don't want to leave it there during the daytime. You got to take it off, let it get some ambient heat.
Back in the day, we used to rake the leaves up on some of the plants.
We still do that.
Bushel baskets over the top of them.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because what you're basically talking about is using organic insulation, aka mulch.
Mulch.
So you can take the mulch and put it over the base of the plants. You know, it does help to protect the roots because after all, what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the plant alive.
Right.
So if you're going to lose the tops, let the tops go. Salvage the roots because the roots are going to put you up a new top anyway.
Okay, all right. So make sure you mulch into those places where the ground is not absolutely frozen solid.
No bare soil.
You've got to make sure you keep watering it, right?
And see, everybody, they want to stop watering because they say, hey, it's wintertime, we don't need to water. If you don't put enough water there in the soil, okay, a film of water will freeze faster than a whole lot of water in your soil.
Right.
Keep your soil wet.
Right.
Keep the water off the foliage.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. You know what? I was in New Jersey yesterday, and I saw people taking down their Christmas lights. And if you really want to preserve your plants, it maybe not be a pretty good idea to keep them on there, right?
You know, if you need an excuse because you don't have time to take them down, you can say, yeah, I'm trying to keep my plants from freezing, but really, the bigger the bulb, the better. These are so small, they don't really cast much. They don't put off much warmth.
But the old-fashioned ones.
The old-fashioned ones, those put off some heat, and then you throw a blanket on top of that, your yard, you'll look like a hillbilly lives there, but your plants will be alive.
But your plants will be alive. All right.
And in previous years.
These guys, what do we do with these this time of year?
The reason I brought those here is because I want to tell you, don't go out there and start cutting off the dead and the damaged plant material. Because even dead leaves that are hanging onto a plant are going to be as much insulation as this burlap is, and they're already there. So leave the dead foliage on there. I know it looks
part
bad.
of the purpose of the seasonal change, right?
No,
that stuff is going to die. It's going to hang up there.
It is.
If you're going to prune in the spring,
you're a
prune in the
philosopher
fall.
like me. It's the dead plants are the purpose back there. You want to leave them on there because they do actually add some warmth to it. Keep your soil wet, and then you just wait. And that's why it's also good. Don't go pruning into winter. Let your plants grow full, lush, and bountiful. And then come springtime, then you can do slash and burn. You get brand new stuff coming.
There you go. Ahmed, thanks so much very much. Welcome aboard. Very good.
Thank you.